Hello there, my name is Mark Reed, and you may know me from the band A1.
So let's talk about your song Smile Again. Can you share the story behind the song? What was your inspiration? What's the meaning behind it?
My latest single, Smile Again, the inspiration behind this was actually a follow-up to the single that I released earlier in the year. I wrote a song that was specifically about lockdown called Where Were You When the World Stopped? And that was a case of very much being compelled to write something about what was happening in the world at that time. And unfortunately, it's still very much an ongoing thing that everybody's dealing with. And firstly, I just want to send all my best wishes to everyone and hope you're doing well and staying safe. But that was very much a literal lockdown song. And I just felt I wanted to release something on the flip side that was much more positive and had a much more uplifting message to it. And that's why I released the song Smile Again. It was actually a song that I'd written a few years back, which was about a friend who was going through a very difficult time. Even though I always believed in the song, I'd never actually had the opportunity to release it. It's funny how things go, that all these years later I felt this was the perfect time to put the song out there, and it really seems to have connected and resonated with a lot of people. So it just felt like the right time to release the song.
You mentioned that you wrote it way before the pandemic, but how long did it take for you to finish it?
Well, we had an original version of this song. It was actually written with a very well-known songwriter who's written some huge hits. A gentleman by the name of Russ Ballard wrote songs like God Gave Rock and Roll to You for Kiss and many other huge hits. And we had this version, but it was so different. It was really, I think at the time we were writing it for a girl group in the UK. So it was much more bouncy, much more poppy. And it just kind of sat there in that version. I really felt the song needed updating. So I'd actually done a new production of it and wrote a new verse for the song as well. And so I'm much happy with how it sounds now. It's one day, perhaps I will play people the original demo. The original demo is so different. I don't know if you're familiar with a band called Atomic Kitten. The production was a little bit more in line with that kind of young pop. So worlds apart from how the song sounds now.
Okay, so what was the songwriting process like with this one compared to like your other songs?
Okay, every songwriting process is different, and that's part of the fun of being a songwriter. Firstly, you find yourself being put in a room with other writers. Often you may have never met them before, and sometimes you get a bit of time to talk to each other, see what's going on in their lives, and hopefully you can use that in the songwriting process. But others, you literally just start straight away. You go, hello, nice to meet you. Okay, what are we writing? Here we go. And you literally just start playing chords on the piano and you're away. Personally, what works for me better is when you actually have somewhat of a relationship with the person you're writing songs with, meaning like a mutual friendship or something that you can dig into to help with that writing process. Because we can all create songs. It's like anybody who can draw can just draw a picture. But if you want to really produce something that's has much more depth and is much more real, then I think it's better to actually go to a place somewhere that is actually from experience. Like I think the lyric of Smile Again is something that a lot of people can relate to. It's just something that we all relate to, and something that a lot of people are going through. Certainly myself, I can relate to feeling like you just can't face the world. Some days you just can't face it, and you just want to stay in your little place that you've created, stay in your bubble. But Smile Again is very much about finding that inner strength and finding that confidence to kind of face the world again. So this particular song, we actually wrote the lyric and the melody at the same time. And because it's different every time. With a song like Where Were You When the World Stopped, I had the whole sheet of lyrics before I had a melody. So I looked at the lyrics and I just wrote a melody to those lyrics. And that's often a lot easier, because if you have a lyric, you can literally put a melody to the lyric. Whereas sometimes when you have the melody first, you find yourself having to kind of fit lyrics into that melody. But every songwriter does it differently. I know, having worked with one of the Bee Gees before, they used to sing down just random words, like scratch lyrics, like even just murmuring a few words, na, 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 na. And they'd put that down in the studio, and then they would spend ages crafting the lyrics to kind of match that melody. So everybody does it differently, but that was how Smile Again was written.
Wow, that's amazing. So what does it feel like to release it during a pandemic? Why did you decide to release it now?
I think, as we've all seen with a lot of creatives, something like lockdown brings out kind of that creativity that is often you just laying dormant. You feel more compelled to have this output of creativity because of what's going on in the world. Whenever there's an adversity or a challenge in life, I find that is the best time to just it's kind of like let it out of yourself and just let the creativity flow. And I think that I've actually been more creative during lockdown than I have done in years. I don't know what it is. I just feel like we're all in a bit of a difficult place. So the best way to deal with that is to just do things that you really enjoy. And I know not everybody has that luxury. And I appreciate that there's still a lot of frontliners, a lot of people working really hard that haven't had a lockdown because they've still been working. But I'm very fortunate that I've been able to create and to produce and to write and to still perform as well to some degree, because we've been doing some online concerts as well. But yeah, I feel like whenever there's an adversity in life, that's the best way my personal way to deal with it, my own therapy, is to just get in the studio and start writing.
Can you share your favorite line from the song?
Oh, wow. I've got a lot of favorite lines in this song, but I think I'll just give you the verse. I mean, it's good to see you back again, coming from that place within, wondering if you'd ever get out. I see your light is coming on, looking like the dark has gone. I always knew that you would make it out. Welcome back to the real world. How does it feel, girl? And then it's like, you've got this, I want to shout. But the way it's sung is, I want to shout, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then no hurt no longer, now that you're stronger. It's good to see you smile again.
Okay, so at the top of your head, what are the 3 things that make you smile?
Oh, that's a good question. And I actually, things that make me smile, recently we did this Smile Again challenge on all of social media platforms. And we invited fans from all over the world to say what 3 things make them smile as well. And also 3 people that make them smile. So we again invited them to tag 3 other friends or family members. And that really blew up. That took off. It went crazy, and people always also changing their profile pictures to have the Smile Again banner up, and that was really lovely to see and really overwhelming. So that was certainly something that made me smile, seeing how this song connected and touched people all over the world. But I think immediately 3 things that make me smile: sitting at the piano, singing and playing. My family, of course. I'm very fortunate to live very close to my family, so I'm able to go and see my parents and take care of them and check in on them whenever I can. And of course, the family dog. We have an amazing Labradoodle called Dizzy, who I think a lot of A1 fans have already seen online, and he's such a character. So a dog a pet is amazing therapy during these difficult times. And then thirdly, because I'll put Dizzy even with family. Thirdly, I would say being able to connect with the A1 fans all over the world and just hearing from them. I mean, that really does make me smile, and it kind of helps get me through these difficult times.
Okay, so what are your plans for this year? Will you be releasing more songs?
Well, unfortunately, we just had to announce that 5 more of our concerts that were booked for 2020 have to be rescheduled to next year. It's happened to so many bands, but we were hoping to be able to do these ones because it was looking like it may be safe to do so and socially distanced, but turns out that the UK has just become a red zone to Norway, so we were not able to travel over there unless we went into quarantine before the concerts. Unfortunately, we didn't have time to do that. So in terms of live shows, there aren't going to be any this year, unfortunately, so I'm a bit disappointed about that. But we're all in the same boat here. Everybody is experiencing the same kind of disruption. So just have to be grateful for what we can do. And one thing that we can do is online concerts. And that's been really fun. We've already done 2, and we've got another couple coming up. This is with A1. where we get to do Q&A, we get to meet our fans in a big Zoom call, and even do some songs online as well. So we've got that coming up. And other than that, I've got a few things in the works which I can't wait to announce. So there are a few things that I'm working on. So just watch this space, find out what those are going to be, because we've got some very special anniversaries this year within the band. I don't want to say now because it just shows how old we are. But our first couple of number ones were released 20 years ago, around about this time. So we've got some fun things planned for that. I'd like to invite everyone to listen to my new single, Smile Again. It's available now on all streaming digital platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, you know the drill. And you can find me at Mark Reed Official, and the same on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.